Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Acts chapter 27. Let's get started now. Acts chapter 27 tells the dramatic story of Paul's voyage to Rome as a prisoner, which includes a shipwreck and a miraculous rescue by God. This chapter provides valuable lessons about faith, perseverance, and the power of God in our lives. The chapter opens with Paul and some other prisoners being handed over to a Roman centurion named Julius, who was in charge of taking them to Rome. They set sail from Caesarea and headed towards Myra, where they changed ships and sailed towards Italy. Paul warned the crew that they were sailing late in the year and the voyage would be dangerous, but they did not listen. As they sailed further, the weather became increasingly dangerous and the ship was caught in a violent storm. They tried to steer the ship towards a safe harbor, but the winds were too strong, and they eventually gave up and let the ship be driven by the wind. The storm raged for several days, and the crew began to despair of their lives. During this time, Paul received a message from an angel of God, who told him that everyone on the ship would survive the storm, but the ship would be lost. Paul shared this message with the crew, and it gave them hope and courage to continue. They eventually ran aground on the island of Malta, where they were welcomed by the locals and given shelter. The story of Paul's voyage to Rome is a powerful testimony of God's faithfulness and provision in times of trouble. In the midst of the storm, Paul remained steadfast in his faith, trusting in God's promises and guidance. He was also a source of encouragement to the crew, helping them to stay focused and not give up hope. One lesson we can learn from this story is the importance of trusting in God even when things seem difficult or uncertain. We may not always understand God's plans or ways, but we can have faith that He is with us and will guide us through any situation we face. Like Paul, we should also be willing to share the hope and encouragement we have with others, even in the midst of our own struggles. Another important lesson from this chapter is the power of prayer. Throughout the story, we see Paul praying and seeking God's guidance. When the crew was in despair, he urged them to pray and trust in God. And when they arrived on the island of Malta, Paul prayed for the sick and they were healed. This reminds us that prayer is a powerful tool in our lives and that we should always seek God's guidance and wisdom through prayer. Finally, the story of Paul's voyage to Rome also highlights the importance of community and relationships. Throughout the story, we see the crew working together to survive the storm and find safety. When they arrived on Malta, the locals welcomed them and provided for their needs. This reminds us that we are not meant to go through life alone, and that we need the support and help of others. We should also be willing to reach out to others in need and provide support and care. In conclusion, Acts chapter 27 is a powerful story of faith, perseverance, and the power of God in our lives. It reminds us of the importance of trusting in God, praying, and being part of a supportive community. May we learn from Paul's example and have the same faith and courage to face whatever storms come our way, knowing that God is always with us. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.